All right, it's Minisode time, and today we are talking about holiday gifts for entrepreneurs. How appropriate for this time of year.
Gotta love gift giving in December. Name
Yep.
of the game. There's a lot of pressure of gift giving in December.
Yes. And if you're like me and you do things very procrastinating, sometimes you're like, oh, it's December 1st and I celebrate Christmas and I have not bought gifts yet. So a lot of pressure.
So
Yeah.
everything that we have to share today with giving holiday gifts for entrepreneurs can all be done pretty last minute.
Yes, which we love. Morgan, how do you feel about gift giving / receiving gifts?
It's the lowest on my love language for both giving and receiving. I am just very particular about things. Our family holidays have amounted to here's a list of things that I know I will like that I would have bought for myself probably anyway. But sure, get it, wrap it, give it to me for a gift. And I know I'll love it. So I don't love gift giving. I don't love gift giving. I'd rather spend time with people and have that be a shared experience together. I don't love gift receiving unless it's an experience, which hi, Enneagram 7.
You know, as a fellow Enneagram 7, I actually like to receive gifts, which sometimes feels like when I tell people that, I'm like, oh, I hope they don't think I'm like materialistic or anything. But for me, a gift could be a Post-it note that says, I was thinking about you, like something tangible that's symbolic, or like, oh, I was at the store and I saw your favorite coffee drink. And so like I brought it here with me while we're going to hang out because I knew I was coming to see you. So it's about like the thoughtfulness, and I crossed your mind. And so you bought this symbol to give to me.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's really beautiful. I can appreciate that. I think around this time of year, we're just coming out of Black Friday, which is like materialistic hell. That's where my mind goes to with gifts. Maybe that's just some personal work I got to do on myself, you know?
Note to self, talk about this in therapy.
Yes.
Yeah. I get that too, because I could see in some ways, and, you know, I remember being a kid and my experience receiving gifts within my family would be like, that's how my parents showed us love of like, wow, look, we bought you this beanbag chair. Wow, look, we bought you this 4-wheeler. I grew up in like small town Missouri. So that's why 4-wheeler. And so that was like a learned thing as well. But when I think about my grounded, grown self, it really is this thing that reminded me or reminded you of me, and you wanted to show me you were thinking about me. So that's why I like giving gifts too. And that's what's hard about the holidays and the pressure, because it's like, oh my God, I need to go like expose myself to the world and find something that reminds me of this person so I can give them a thoughtful gift versus like, here's a gift just to give a gift because there's an expectation.
Preach. Yes. 100%. That's how I feel about that too. What are some favorite gifts that you've received? I would say specific to being an entrepreneur.
Ooh, it's a good question. Let me think for a moment. I think that's hard because as an entrepreneur, I buy things for myself that I need and I'll use and I can business expense. So I don't know that I've ever left enough room for someone to be like, hey, I bought you this thing. That would be awesome. But I think, and part of it too is I'm very independent. So I'm like, don't do anything for me. And I think there could have been times when I was starting my journey or, you know, earlier in the work where I would have loved receiving like something of like, you can use this in your business and that's cool. And we'll talk about some ideas later. But as I was talking, I actually did think about, and this is just funny and random, my accountant always sends a little something every year. And she sent me books. that are related to business, which I always appreciate and love. We'll do a Minisode on business books we love. And then she's also sent me like little gift cards for restaurants, etc. So just a little something, a little nugget to be like, I appreciate you. And I know this is helpful as a business owner. So yeah. What about you?
Gift cards to coffee shops / restaurants, predominantly coffee shops. You can never go wrong.
Absolutely.
I would say I visit a coffee shop at least twice a week to get out of my work from home environment and to be around a lot of other people who also have their headphones on and are cranking workout. And there's a handful of coffee shops in Houston that I love, and gift cards to those coffee shops from other entrepreneur friends in the past have been the best, because anytime I go get coffee from the coffee shop that they gifted me, I always think of them. It always makes me want to invite them to come work with me from that coffee shop. It's fabulous. It's my favorite, hands down.
I love that. And it really ties into the experiential thing for you as well, which makes so much sense to me. So we wanted to record this episode today. So if you have an entrepreneur in your life or you are the entrepreneur, we hope to give you just a little gift of things that we think, or a little list of gift ideas that you might put on your list, or you might buy for a friend who's also growing their business, things that we really like and think would be a good gift, a good stocking stuffer, things like that. So talked about the first one, coffee shop gift card, literally the best thing you can do. That's all.
The best, period. Hands down. Nothing else needs to be said about it.
What's another idea?
Yeah. So something that I have been thinking about more as online education has become a thing is gifting either like money or like a Visa gift card with the intentionality of being, hey, I know you've really been wanting to build your email marketing list. And so like, here's a gift card or money that I would love for you to use to purchase a course on that or training on that. Because it adds in that intentional thing of, you've probably had a lot of conversations around a growing pain in their business and getting to provide that education. I think it'd be really cool.
I love that. I think that's awesome. Yeah. So whether you're buying a course that provides CEUs, coaching sessions with like a one-on-one coach, I know that's been really integral for my business. I literally don't know how people don't consult with people to grow. We'll do a whole episode on that, but definitely money towards growth in offerings and through courses and coaching. I think that's awesome. That'd be an awesome gift.
Yeah. And not even just money for coaching, but money for ways to relax.
I think that's so important too. So whether it's money towards a massage or a spa day or something self-care that you individually know the person loves, I think that's really important. And if it's something you can do together as well and pull the entrepreneur out of their work sometimes, as much as we love being in it, that's going to really help them, one, be able to take a break, rejuvenate, come back to it, but also give them the space for visionary time. Like I can't even tell you how many times I've been in a massage and I'll get some ideas and then I'm like, oh, I wish I had a pen and paper right now. And that's just how our brains work. And it's not a burden. We love it, but we do need that space to pull away from the work to have that experience. There's no expectation of that experience, but it happens to us more often than not.
Yeah, absolutely. Outside of putting money on a card or handing them cash, one of my favorite things that I use all the time that is so simple is freaking sticky notes. I use sticky notes every day. And I
just said, oh my God, because I'm with you.
Yeah. My vision planning is a huge poster with sticky notes because I hate writing things directly on the poster board because my brain, I need to like move everything around and shift. Especially going into the new year. We did a whole episode on setting New Year's goals. Sticky notes are an integral part of my New Year planning.
Okay. What's your favorite sticky note?
Just the standard, like, what is it? 2.5 by 2.5 square.
I love those too. But my favorite, I'm like, oh, I wish I had one right here. Actually, I do. Hold, please. This is a very experiential podcast. If you're on the YouTube, I love these ones. They're like 4-inch by 6 inches, and it has lines on it. And I pull one of these out every day. Usually it's multiple, and I make my to-do lists on it. I make my list for things that I need to do, like around the house, projects I want to work on, and then I just stick them everywhere. So these are cool. And then I actually really love the giant sticky notes that are like the size of half of a human. Yes, that you can stick to the wall and write on. Those are my favorite for like just playing with ideas and making charts and webs and things like that. So love those. And they're very fun because like, who doesn't want to write on the wall, you know?
Actually, similar experience. I use masking tape or painter's tape and stick a poster board on the wall and write on that way. But
Love
I might try the really big sticky notes this year.
It's very cool because they come in a pack of like 25. And then sometimes the cardboard on the back, it like sets up like a stand. So you can like stand it up on the table if you don't have a wall to stick it to.
Yep. Love that. What else are you thinking?
So something that I started this year for myself, a gift to myself, was actually subscriptions to business stuff outside of the weight inclusive space. So I really love the concepts of business and entrepreneurship in general. And so I think it's cool to look at what is going on in the tech industry and what's going on in Fortune 500 companies and stuff like that. So I actually subscribed to Harvard Business Review. That was kind of prompted by my master's program that I'm in, Master's in Organizational Leadership. We reference the HBR a lot. And the articles are incredible and inspiring. And I love to incorporate them in my time of visionary work. So, you know, making it dreamy, starting the morning with a cup of coffee and flipping through the pages of this magazine, or like reading the article on my email. It's just really inspiring me for the day. So I've really loved that. Another subscription magazine that I'd recommend getting, and you can get these digital or sent to you, whatever you prefer, is Inc. Inc. is another entrepreneur magazine that's really awesome, where they're talking about innovation and cutting edge stuff. So highly recommend. And then the final subscription that I think is really cool, I actually haven't gotten this yet, but I'm going to gift it to myself, is a subscription to Blinkist. Have you heard of Blinkist?
I haven't. What is that?
Okay, so Blinkist is really cool because it is basically a reference, kind of like Audible, where people have summarized business books in less than 10 minutes. Yeah. So if you have a giant stack of business books at home, you're not finding the time to read them, Blinkist is a place where you can go kind of get a summary, say Cliff Notes version of the book, get the content you need. And it's funny because it's a trope that most business books could be written in 10 pages or less. There's a lot of fluff, there's stories. I like that stuff. I like having the whole experience of the business book, but it is true when we get down to the nitty gritty of what the points are of the book, can be done way shorter than a book. So that's kind of what Blinkist does. So that would also be a great subscription for entrepreneurs for a gift.
I want to meet whoever came up with that and give them a hug.
Isn't that brilliant? This is what I love about business. And the person who made Blinkist is an entrepreneur, right? Like the best ideas in the world, solving a problem. It's awesome.
It's an incredible problem to solve. I'm going to have to look into that. I'm adding that to my list of things that I want this year for myself. That'll be my gift to myself.
Love it. And honestly, any kind of planning, organizing, visionary, tangible item that you can give somebody can be an awesome gift for an entrepreneur. So Whiteboards are great for writing things down, erasable, just good for planning for the week and being able to easily edit and test and change something like we always talk about. And then also they make whiteboards that have calendars and planners. So that's a really cool option as well for people. And then there's just the concept of planners in general, which could be a whole podcast episode. I'm obsessed with planners. What's your take on planners?
I was a diehard paper planner gal for a very long time. And the shift of working for myself and having my hand in so many cookie jars, my Google Calendar is it now, because you can color code everything. But don't get me wrong, I do love a good paper planner. It's just not my priority anymore. It was definitely my priority when I was able to go out to places. I think it kind of died down during COVID because I was on my computer all the time anyway. So like, might as well integrate everything.
That totally makes sense to me. I am like a psycho person who has all forms of everything I have going on in different places. So like my Google Calendar, my planner, my task management systems, it all has similar stuff, just in different forms because my eyes need to see it, my ears need to hear it, and like I need to write it. So I totally hear you. My Google Calendar keeps me on track, but I actually just got a new planner. It's called an Evo planner, and it's very highly spoken of by business folks. And it's actually a 90-day planner. So I didn't know that when I bought it. It was like $40. And I was like, oh, what a great deal for a yearly planner. This is a fucking 90-day planner. And I'm not starting it until the new year. So, you got to get it on that cusp. But it is really cool because there's 4 different archetypes for the different planners. They have different ones for how your brain works. So my archetype was something like a dreamer. Duh.
Shocker.
Makes sense. Yes. So it's very much framed for like checking in about your day. What are the big 3 you want to work on? What's inspiring you today? And I just love those little prompts because again, it's the reflection, it's the intention. And so I will report back when I'm done with that 90-day planner or maybe in it of how I'm liking it. But I also love Moleskine planners. I love a Moleskine in general, just for like journaling. And there's a ton of awesome planners by like Blue Sky and all of that. So just find out what's that? Full Focus?
Full Focus was mine. Same thing though. It was a 90-day planner. Maybe that's why I like quarterly planning now.
Ooh, it kind of primed you for it.
Yeah.
Yes, but find out what your entrepreneur likes as far as planning. I've seen folks actually have a digital planner that they pay for a subscription for. So that's kind of a cool concept too. If it's someone who doesn't really like paper, wants it all digital, Google Calendar is not enough. They need to be able to like build it out. Digital calendar subscriptions / planner. Wow. Words, planner subscriptions are a thing.
Well, I didn't know that was a thing. So
yeah, I literally only learned it last week from a group practice owner who I do like a regular meeting with for accountability. And she was like, look at this thing. And I was like, whoa, it's cool.
So cool. We just wanted to keep this short and sweet, share some ideas of gifts that you can give your entrepreneur friends if you are in a space where you want to give them some gifts. So coffee shop gift cards, helping fund business coaching or education related to their business, creating experiences outside of their business to help them with self-care, and then more tangible things like sticky notes, whiteboards, planners, subscriptions.
Love it.
So we hope this short little list helped of us as entrepreneurs sharing things that we would like to receive as entrepreneurs. And we wish you a happy shopping for all of your entrepreneur friends.
Happy shopping. Be sure to check out our show notes because we will link some of our favorite items if you want just like a click and buy situation. So I know I love that stuff. I don't have to think about it. I'm just like, cool. All right. See you next week.
Bye.